Hi everybody! So today is going to be our very first Deep Thoughts with Saya. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, cannibalism. Yes, there's a novel idea to talk about for our very first Deep Thoughts. Because hey, it's a deep thought, most certainly. Most people probably haven't thought about it much, but whatever, I don't care. I'm me. But anyways, so a couple weeks ago, I watched a YouTube channel called, what's it called again? I already forgot. I watched a YouTube channel, Barcroft TV. I think it's Barcroft. It's Barcroft TV. And basically the video was interview with a cannibal. Obviously, because that's the topic matter. But now it's about, and if I remember, hopefully I will remember to do this, I'll put a link in the description. So if you want to watch it, you can go watch it yourself. Because it's interesting. But it's about, I don't know if you remember, a number of years back, I think it was 2001, big news story about this German guy who basically, went on the internet in the personals and found another guy that allowed him to kill him and eat him. It's a big story, and I had forgotten all about it. But I saw this, interview with a cannibal, and I was like, oh, what's that about? Well, obviously about cannibals, but I mean, interview with a cannibal, that's interesting. Because, it's a topic matter that, I find interesting. I'm sorry, I find it interesting. Cannibalism is an interesting topic. It's such a big taboo. I'm not going to go too deep into it yet. It's just the beginning of the video. Hold back a little bit. But anyway, so, yeah. So this German gentleman who has led a perfectly normal life by anybody's set standards, he, from being a child, had this overwhelming desire to kill and eat somebody. Now, specifically not kill. He really didn't have the fantasy of killing the person. That wasn't it. It was all about the eating of the other person to become one with them. That's what he thought the ultimate love was, to actually devour somebody and make them part of you. Which, I can understand that. I mean, if you really put some thought into it, that makes some sense in a warped brain, most certainly. Well, it makes some sense, there's a logic behind it. There is a reasoning behind it, even though that may not be something that you would do. He did it. But it may not be something you do, but if you really put some thought into it, yeah, I understand where he's coming from. That is like, the ultimate way of doing it. And I mean, there are tribes in Africa that's kind of why they do it, not for the same reasoning, not for love. Well, some of them actually are for love. I believe in New Zealand, I could very well be wrong, but there are tribes that, well, there's tribes in Africa and there's New Zealand tribes that do cannibalism, and some of them are specifically to always have your loved ones with you, and others are to basically steal the prowess of the people that you just fought against and kick their butts. So now it's like the ultimate humiliation. I can't fucking say it apparently. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. So, that's a belief system and thought process that has been going on throughout different cultures, throughout, all of civilization, or actually not even civilization, throughout of history, all history of humankind. So, yeah, I get it. And the fact that he didn't specifically fantasize about killing the person. that wasn't part of the fantasy, like I said. It was just about that being the way to get closest to another human being. So, okay, because, yeah, he had a bad, not that great of a childhood, lost, his dad left, all that kind of, the typical stuff that screw up children. Not all of it, he wasn't molested or anything like that, or beaten. It was basically an emotional distance that he felt. But he is now in prison for the rest of his life, never to be let out. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Yes, murder, that's a bad thing. That's a given. You don't murder people. Cannibalism, not an accepted thing in society. And especially, you kill and then eat them. Yeah. It's a double whammy right there. That's bad. Bad to the second degree. But here's the thing. Yes, he murdered the guy, but this is what the gentleman was asking for. He signed up for this. This was his fantasy. His fantasy was, well, you hear different things, but some people say it was his fantasy to specifically be eaten. And others say that his fantasy was to get the ultimate pain, because he was very much into pain and very down on himself, really thought that he did not deserve anything but pain. But either way you look at it, whichever way, because he's not here to be able to tell us what his real reasoning was, but either way, this was his fantasy. Yes, come to find out, because they videotaped the whole thing, and he sadly did not get his ultimate fantasy. It didn't go quite as planned, and he lost so much blood, so especially if you go towards the idea that he wanted that much pain. He specifically wanted, his penis to be bitten off and eaten. He wanted to lose his penis. He thought that would be the most ultimate sacrifice and pain possible. But with that much blood loss, he stopped feeling anything, so the pain did not last for very long. He lasted a while afterwards, but the pain did not. So he sadly, unfortunately, did not get his ultimate fantasy out of this. But this gentleman, what was his name? Armin Muse, I think is how you say his name. I'm not quite sure. But he didn't actually get his complete fantasy either, because he didn't desire killing a person. So his ultimate desire he did get. They both did, but it was not, just like with any fantasy that you've been thinking about for years and years and years, it's never going to live up to the reality of it. So he didn't get ultimately exactly what he wanted either. But that was the only time that this man has ever done anything to another person in a violent way. It's the only violence he's ever committed. And the gentleman asked for it. So, and if I remember correctly, Germany didn't even have any laws against cannibalism. So it's kind of screwed up in my book that he is in jail for the rest of his life when he is not a danger to society. Yeah, some people are like, well, he killed somebody and ate somebody. No matter what, he is a danger. No, he's not. Even a psychiatrist have, talked to him and gone over him and assessed him, and he's not a danger. He's just a guy who had a really weird fantasy, who met another guy who had just a weird fantasy, and they, two consenting adults, went in on trying to make this fantasy come true together. So, what's the big deal? That's my thing. What is the big deal? Yes, I am sure that the gentleman who died, his family members are probably, how do I say it? Distraught and in pain over the loss of him, not being in their lives anymore. But this was his choice. It was his decision. That's why I don't get it. But, I understand by, normal, it's a taboo thing, and by normal societal standards, this is a severely frowned upon thing. So I get that. But in my opinion, he doesn't need to be in prison the rest of his life. He himself says, he completely regrets the fact that he, and he didn't, he caused the death of this gentleman. He didn't just murder him outright. I won't go into the details, you can watch the video yourself. But he wasn't murdering to murder. Which kind of takes me to another subject matter, really, which some of you are going to find weird. But necrophilia. That's bad. That's disgusting. Let's get that out of the way. I personally think cannibalism, especially like those guys who were, in a plane crash in the Alps, yeah, I'm in that situation. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. But not desiring to eat human flesh. So yeah, but necrophilia, that's, I don't think I would ever be horny enough to have sex with a dead body. I don't care. I could never have sex again in my whole entire life, and I still would not have sex with a dead body. But this comes down to consent, is why I brought it up with what I'm already talking about. This was a consenting situation. So I've always thought, and I've had this thought for many, many years, and it might be odd, but there should be like an organization and a law, you don't have to, put a law in there as well, that if you decide that you want to donate your body to necrophiliacs, you can. Why not? Let's say, people donate their bodies to science all the time. It's kind of the same thing. So, I highly doubt that there are many people out there who want to have sex with dead bodies, and an even smaller percentage that would actually do it. But, let's just to fix the problem, not that there's an actual problem. How do I say it? I don't really understand how to say it. But why not? Why not? I'm sure there's people out there who'd be like, I don't care if they have sex with my body after I'm dead. I'm just a body now. It's just a suit. It's just a meat suit, whatever. I don't care. So yeah, let them donate their body to these people. So these people can do what they want, and they still shouldn't advertise it. Hey, I had sex with a dead body. No, they don't need to advertise this, but that's still not going to go over well for them in society or in general. But, they can do it without violating anybody else. Because, no, I wouldn't donate myself. Yes, I am under the thought that, okay, once I'm dead, this is nothing. This is just a meat sack. But it's still the idea of somebody doing that to my meat sack after I'm not in it. Nah. It's still kind of gross. Yeah, I won't be there to know. But what if you are there? We don't really know, do we? We could actually be going to heaven and looking down and watching everything. So maybe, seriously, that goes along with what I'm saying. Imagine if that is the truth and we go up to heaven and we're watching, or even if we're a ghost and we get to watch. Like you hunt your body or something, I don't know. But somehow, some way, shape, or form, you're watching what's going on after you die. Imagine if you are dead and you're just like, okay, not to, put, embalmers or, morticians in a bad light or anybody, but I think that's, a little thing that people kind of think about when they think about people who have sex with dead bodies. They think about it, and that's because, they're not rotting yet, so... But anyway, imagine if you're just like, man, you're just watching them work on your body, like, oh, I'm so sad I'm dead, man. Oh, this is so disappointing. At least they're being really careful with my body. Wait a minute. The hell are they doing? I mean, just imagine. That would be freaky. But yeah, if there was these people out there who actually signed a contract saying, I donate my body to the necrophiliacs, then you don't have to worry about it. Then, maybe they get off on that idea and they could be the ones who are dead looking down going, yeah, you're doing a good job. You don't know. That could be a good thing. But anyways, yeah, if you want to be a cannibal and somebody donates their body to you, why not? I mean, I can understand a little to a degree, because yeah, now we're backtracking again, going back to the actual subject matter, because I went up on a tangent there. I already forgot my point. This is why I'm having these deep thought things, so I can get better at getting shit out, get my point across, get more comfortable in front of the camera. But anyways, I guess that's it. Oh, I know, remember my point. I can understand, even with a consensual, they didn't have a written contract as far as I'm aware. I mean, they did write everything down, plan it all out, but they didn't actually, write a legal document saying, he's allowed to do this to me. But even with just a, verbal contract, I can understand, he might get some jail time. Because, it's like, bad. You're not supposed to do that. That's a social taboo. But you didn't actually break any laws, so we're not going to keep you in there for very long. That's my point. That's my point to all this. Cannibals, necrophiliacs, whatever. Hey, that's a Barcroft, whatever this channel is that I'm watching, needs to make an interview with. They need to make an interview with a necrophilia. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how to pronounce that once again. But anyway, an idea. There's an idea for you. Do it. I mean, they do have one interview with a how'd they put it? A pedophile who has never actually committed any pedophilia. They had an interview with one of them. Why not somebody who likes to have sex with a dead person? Because, I mean, I would imagine it would be just as hard to find somebody who would admit to doing that to, somebody who would admit to being a pedophile. It's an idea. Good luck finding them. And let me know if you do actually do that. I'll watch it. But anyways, thanks for watching my very first Deep Thoughts with Saya. And maybe my next one won't be so weird or disgusting. Maybe. We'll see. Bye.